Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Thursday. It is the 8th day of September. Today is National Ampersand Day. It's like the big and sign.
I know what the ampersand is. I'm a fan of the ampersand.
I know you actually have a wooden cutout of the ampersand.
I
Do we
did.
still have that?
I don't anymore. No.
I haven't seen it in a while. It was hanging on the wall, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. It was an
Yeah,
ampersand.
I'm a fan.
Well, I knew you were. All right. It's also National Pediatric Hematology Oncology Nurses Day, which is very specific, but also very, very important. So if you happen to be a pediatric hematology oncology nurse, today is your day. And I don't know why this is a thing. National School Picture Day is today. But that doesn't mean the kids are getting their photos today, because it's different days at different schools. They don't have millions of photographers. There's just a smaller group that go to all the different schools on different days. So I'm not sure why today is that particular day.
Got to celebrate it sometime.
Yeah, I suppose. And it's a Thursday, which means we have a Dear John letter to get to. We'll do that before you know it.
What can I say that I haven't already said about bettercreditcards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At bettercreditcards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. The science-backed benefits of smiling, Heidi. Smiling. It says, smile the pain away. Researchers show that smiling when running can make you more efficient and make the run feel more manageable. So if you're going to run, you're going to want to smile.
Okay.
It's good to know. De-stress. When you smile, a tense situation, during that time, your heart rate slows down and stress starts to melt away, even if you're not really feeling smiley. So fake it till you make it. Next, look your best. It is a fact. We find people more attractive when they smile. So that's good. And finally, make a friend. It says people often rely on nonverbal communication. Smile. When you do that, it makes you appear more trustworthy and can help deepen bonds with people much faster.
I agree with that.
I like all of those things. I think smiling is an important thing to do. So smile. It'll improve your face value. Is that what I said the other day?
Yes.
Yeah, and then Heidi laughed at me because she
Yeah.
thought I was really corny. It is. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Are you looking for an energy drink that's natural, lasts longer, has no dyes, no artificial flavorings, and no sugar? Blitz Energy Drink is the answer. With only 10 calories per serving and 200 milligrams of caffeine, our formula will help increase your focus, endurance, mood, and energy levels. Order now at drinkblitzenergy.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% and get free shipping on any canister. drinkblitzenergy.com. Promo code RADIO20. That's drinkblitzenergy.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know that Netflix has denied a report that it plans to up its price? It says they're going to supposedly go from $7 to $9 a month with their ad-supported tier. Streaming giant said that the report from Bloomberg was, quote, speculation, end quote. They say executives are still mulling over prices for that tier.
They didn't say we're not going to. They just said we haven't announced that publicly.
And they say it's going to be rolled out in select markets before the end of this year.
Wow.
They say this is all speculation at this point. The streamer known for their Stranger Things and You and Bridgerton and a bunch of other programs. We're going to actually have the list of the top Netflix things later in the program. They're rivaling Disney and Hulu and all of these other things. And they're trying to have a program that's a little more affordable to compete with the ones that are not as big as they are, which, again, there are people who like the idea and others who don't. All I know is we don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, known for his intense workouts and strict diet, but a director who previously worked with him has revealed just how truly dedicated he is to maintaining his shredded physique. Stephen Merchant, who directed 2019's Fighting With My Family, starring Johnson, spoke about the former WWE wrestling regiment eating schedule. He says that someone told him that when Johnson goes out for dinner, he brings his own food to the restaurant and has them heat it up because his diet is too structured. He also told the tale of meeting with Johnson in Texas before WrestleMania, when, according to him, The Rock's alarm would go off at like 3:17 p.m., he would go to the fridge and there would be a turkey and rice with 317 written on it, and he would just microwave that. So he's like, it was so very specific down to the minute, 317. It's kind of cool. That's kind of what my diet's like, but exactly the opposite. And former America's Got Talent quarterfinalist Hans, also known as Matt Gilbertson, is recovering after suffering numerous injuries from falling off the stage on a cruise in Europe. So that's not good. I've got a link with more details on that story because I don't have time to read all of it. But if you'd like to read it, it's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many guests. This year we have more icons and more fun. Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Gramm, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more already on the schedule. Plus, more announcements coming soon. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Cancun. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. What a crazy story. An Australian has been convicted of murdering his wife 40 years ago thanks to a crime podcast. How crazy is that?
Really?
74-year-old Christopher Dawson faces a possible life sentence. Well, he's 74 now, but this happened 40 years ago.
Okay. How did a podcast out the guy, or did he call in or something?
No, listen here. There's a renewed police investigation that was triggered by a podcast called The Teacher's Pet. Dawson had opted for trial by judge instead of jury in the Supreme Court due to his notoriety from the podcast, which 60 million people have listened to. An episode of The Teacher's Pet set out a circumstantial case that Dawson had murdered his wife, Lynette, in 1982. At the time, Dawson was a high school teacher who was in a relationship with a teenage former student and babysitter for his two daughters. The judge found the husband killed his wife because he feared losing his lover. The podcast, which sparked headlines around the world,
I remember this, actually.
Received a journalism award for uncovering long-lost statements and new witnesses and prompting Australian police to renew the search for Lynette's body. So I don't know if there's proof that he did this or, again, because now it's talking about that it's going to go to trial. So, again, on here, the way I just read that, he's been convicted of murdering his wife. So I guess, yeah, doesn't that no longer means that he may have. It's saying that he's been convicted. But that is so bizarre that for 40 years he was free, and now all of a sudden they're like, oh, hey, because of this podcast, they're going to reopen the investigation, which, again, it's amazing to me. And there are, like, cold case files out there. We watch that show all the time.
I love cold case files.
And forensic files. And the concerning thing to me is when we watch forensic files, Heidi's always saying to the screen how they could have gotten away with it, which if someday I don't wake up, I'm pretty sure it was Heidi and succinylcholine, which they're always talking about on there. She's like, where can I get me some of this? All right, scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com.
Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? Check out this beautiful family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. Our family stayed recently and we absolutely loved it. The area is so beautiful and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can all enjoy your own area in a vacation rental? Visit Hawaii and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. Learn more at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
It's time right now for Dear John Letters.
Dear John, dear John.
All right, Heidi, I got this letter. I'm really excited to hear Heidi's advice, and I've already seen some really good responses on our Facebook page. I encourage people to do that, by the way. I love it when people chime in because there are many times the advice given by people on our Facebook page is way better than my advice. And it's always way better than Heidi's advice. Her advice is usually a little sketchy. So I think today she'll have good advice. Here we go. Dear John, I've been single for about 3 years after losing my wife of over 20 years to cancer. I'm very sad to hear that. I decided to get back out there and start dating again. I met a young lady that connected with me. We had an amazing date. We both had a great time. I could tell she was having a fun time. When I paid for dinner, I used a coupon, and I noticed that her demeanor changed. I didn't bring it up, but the date certainly changed. When we parted ways, everything was okay. I tried to connect with her for a second date, and she ghosted me for about a week.
Ooh, he's even learned ghosted.
Yeah, I finally called her instead of texting, when I offered to take her out for dinner, she asked if I had a Groupon or something. I thought that was rude, but I chuckled a little.
Extremely rude.
I asked, why was that such a big deal? She said, I don't want to date a broke guy.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm not broke at all. I have over $1 million in my bank account right now and more in my savings.
Well, don't tell her that.
But
she's clearly not interested in you for you.
But I have that because I've spent money in a smart way. Do I tell her that?
No.
Can I finish reading the letter, Heidi? Calm
You don't
down.
even need
Calm
to.
down. At this point, we have not made plans. I feel like maybe I should not have used the coupon at dinner. Should I avoid that on future dates? What is the right thing to do these days? Signed, Lost and Lonely. So I'm going to let Heidi go ahead and spew what she's going to spew now. Go ahead and say what you're going to say there, Heidi.
No, you use your coupons. You be proud of those coupons. Good for you, man.
Yeah, here's one of the things that I'm going to tell
And
you.
if you're with some woman who doesn't like you because you used a coupon, you don't want to be with her anyway.
Well, and here's the thing that I'm going to say. That coupon could have just saved you a huge headache, because if she doesn't like you because you're being frugal, and being frugal has put you in a pretty good situation.
It's not like you still didn't take her somewhere nice for dinner. It's not like you.
I don't know where they went.
Well, it doesn't matter.
But what I'm saying is, if
she was fine with it before he used the coupon.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like she was. Everything was good.
No.
And
say bye-bye, lady.
But and here's the thing. If you're somebody who jumps to conclusions about somebody who's using a coupon, in this situation, the guy was using a coupon, but he's got over $1 million in one account, and he's got savings and other stuff. Don't just assume that he's broke because he's using a coupon.
And I can't even imagine, what kind of a person is she where she would say, I don't want to date a broke guy? No.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
Well, you told me that a whole lot, so.
Yeah, but I married you.
She didn't really say that. And
now I have to use
I was
coupons.
extremely broke, so it was bad. It was really bad. I couldn't even afford the coupon, so that's the bad part. But again, if you would like to chime in with some advice for Lost and Lonely, I would appreciate that. You can find this letter pinned to the top of the page at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And a lot of the folks on there are very much on his side and very much saying that I'm not a big fan of the way she responded.
No.
And again, if she was kidding around, but it kind of sounds like she wasn't joking.
No.
You know, why, you got a Groupon or something? Ha, ha, ha. But, he said, I thought that was rude. I chuckled a little bit, but then he asked why it was such a big deal, and she didn't want to date a broke guy. So I don't know. And again, here are the questions. Do I tell her my situation? Do I let her know that I'm doing well financially? No way, because all of a sudden she'll change her tune, and then you're going to be stuck with her, and that's probably not who you should be with anyway. So don't tell her that. And then it says, should I have not used the coupon at dinner? Should I avoid that on future dates?
No.
I think you pull the coupons out and you make a big deal of it when you're doing it. Because
I think you show all your coupons to the date and say, which one should we use tonight?
Where do you want to go? I got a 2-for-1 here. We can go over here. I got 20% off. I would say what's more important is you find somebody that's going to be a good fit for you and who you are. Because if you've lived your life a certain way, and again, I'm really sad to hear that you lost your wife of over 20 years. That's very, very, very sad. But you lived your life a certain way. It's put you in a good financial position now. Don't change that to make some stranger you don't even know happy. Exactly. Don't do that at all. Because if you got to change who you are to make them happy, then they're not dating you. They're dating this fake you that you made up to try to make them happy. And then you got to be that person. Be you. If they don't like you for who you are, they're the wrong person. And the good news is, you know what? The right person is out there somewhere. If you'd like to submit a letter for next week, you can do that at the bottom of the page at johnandheidishow.com.
What can I say that I haven't already said about bettercreditcards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At bettercreditcards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The unique smell of rain actually comes from plant oils, bacteria, and ozone. Yeah,
One of my favorite
It is. I know.
smells.
She does like that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Honey is so easy to digest because it's already been digested by the bee.
Ew, that's a gross thought, isn't
you're
it?
eating bee vomit. Mm. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
If you heat up a magnet, it will lose its magnetism.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Did you know
I
that?
did
Clearly
not
you
know
didn't
that.
based on your response. And another fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Only female ducks quack. Yeah, male ducks coo and hoot and honk and grunt, but they do not quack. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that
And
either.
our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The world record for the heaviest pumpkin in the world is how much? How heavy do you think it is? The heaviest pumpkin in the world.
2,200 pounds.
Yeah, it's close. 2,625 pounds.
Oh.
Yeah, a little bigger. Or 1,190 kilograms. There you go. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Are you looking for an energy drink that's natural, lasts longer, has no dyes, no artificial flavorings, and no sugar? Blitz Energy Drink is the answer. With only 10 calories per serving and 200 milligrams of caffeine, our formula will help increase your focus, endurance, mood, and energy levels. Order now at drinkblitzenergy.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% and get free shipping on any canister. drinkblitzenergy.com. Promo code RADIO20. That's drinkblitzenergy.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! It's brought to you by mintervention.com. Heidi, here's your question. With kids going back to school, 28% of parents are looking forward to this again. What is it? What is it that parents would look forward to when their kids are going to school?
Quiet time.
No. 28% of parents are looking forward to packing their kids' lunches.
Oh, I always loved that.
I remember one time you were packing circus peanuts. I'm like,
I
whoa.
was not
and
packing
you wanted a
I
caramel
packed
apple.
a caramel
Oh, that's
apple.
what it was. You're like, caramel. I'm like, our kid's going to get beat up at school. What are you doing?
All
It's like,
the
our
kids
kid's
would
going to
have
be
been
the coolest kid ever.
So jealous.
Yeah, it was weird. Packing their lunches. That's the answer. Mint Mobile question of the day
I
comes your
loved
way.
that. I would put little notes, and I loved it. It was
I'm
so
sure you
much
did.
fun.
Yeah, she did. It comes your way courtesy of mintervention.com.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many guests. This year we have more icons and more fun. Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Gramm, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more already on the schedule. Plus, more announcements coming soon. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Cancun. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. We've got synthetic meat, so why not synthetic milk? Apparently, it's a thing, and it's coming. Synthetic milk does not require cows or any other animal. It can have the same biochemical makeup as any other animal milk, but it is grown from cells using an emerging biotechnology technique known as precision fermentation. Synthetic milk offers dairy milk without concerns like methane emissions or animal welfare. Here's another great thing. Unlike synthetic meat, which can struggle to match the complexity and texture of animal meat, synthetic milk is said to have the exact same taste, the exact same look, and feel as normal dairy milk. Although it has still got a few obstacles to overcome before becoming a sustainable and viable alternative to animal-based milks, synthetic milk is not a sci-fi fantasy. It already exists. In the U.S., the Perfect Day Company, supplies animal-free protein, and they're used to make ice cream, protein powder, and milk. An Australian company projects that within 7 years, synthetic milk will be cheaper than regular milk from cows. Interesting stuff. Also very bizarre. That's why it's today's Weird News. Brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. Time now for the list, brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. We talked about Netflix earlier in the program, and I have the best, not the best, but based on the hours watched, the most watched Netflix shows based on hours watched. So I'm going to hit the top 15. 13 Reasons Why, The Witcher Season 2, Ozark Season 4, 13 Reasons Why Season 2, number 11, Inventing Anna, 10, The Witcher Season 1, 9, All of Us Are Dead Season 1, 8, Lucifer Season 5, 7, Stranger Things Season 3, now we're up to 6, Money Heist Part 4, Bridgerton Season 1, number 4, Bridgerton Season 2, number 3, Money Heist Part 5, number 2, most watched Netflix shows based on hours watched, Stranger Things Season 4, 1.35 billion hours watched. And the number 1 show watched on Netflix is, what do you think, Heidi?
Gosh, I don't have
Squid Game Season 1.
See, I don't even know what that is.
1.65 billion hours watched.
We had Netflix, and we got rid of it quite some time ago,
Yeah.
and I can honestly say I haven't missed it.
No, there's a couple shows on there that we like, but no, we're good. That is the list, brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? Check out this beautiful family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. Our family stayed recently and we absolutely loved it. The area is so beautiful and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can all enjoy your own area in a vacation rental? Visit Hawaii and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. Learn more at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of insurancechicken.com. Our quote today from George Carlin.
Oh, I loved
He was very, very, very
George
funny.
Carlin.
May the forces of evil become confused on the way to your house. I like that. George Carlin. He had a lot of fun quotes.
Man,
some of which we could never, ever read on the radio. So, but no, he was a funny, funny dude. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of insurancechicken.com. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. I think it's great news. Comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. Here's the headline. Body cam footage shows police officer save a child who was not breathing. I love these stories. This one comes from the LAPD. It says earlier this week, but it was actually like a week ago. An officer with the LAPD, Los Angeles Police Department, rescued a child who was not breathing. The life-saving measure was captured on the body cam video. Nick Ferreira was inside the LAPD Harbor Station meeting with a community member. Suddenly, a parent started yelling for help. His body cam footage shows a person carrying a child toward the restroom area.
Oh my
He
gosh.
follows them. They take the child into his own arms and began patting him on the back, a form of CPR for children. He said, "I don't know if he's breathing right now." You can hear him say, "Breathe, come on." The boy is placed on the ground, and another officer is heard saying that the boy is breathing. The child was taken to a local hospital and made a full recovery.
Wow.
And there's a video of all of this. If you want to see the body cam footage, I've got a link to that in the show notes. And there's also a still photo of the little boy. He's being held by his dad, and then this police officer standing next to them. And everybody, the dad and the police officer are smiling, very big smiles. You can't see the boy's face because you just see his back. His dad's holding him, so you don't see his face. But what a amazing! Well, it's terrifying, but what an amazing thing. And that is, again, sadly, so many times when there is a police officer in the news, especially like LAPD, like a big city police officer, usually it's not for something amazing like this.
Exactly.
So I love all the good
bless our law
stories.
enforcement.
Yeah, and I love it when we get a glimpse of the good. We should have that more often.
I agree.
And we should highlight it whenever we do have that. So time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.